Welcome back to the ladies edition, y'all. I'm your host, Shameika, and you've seen me on the mofochronicles.com blog and on YouTube on Check the Rhymes TV and 50 billion other places. But I guess I should introduce y'all to my co-host. Chelley, take it away.
I'm practicing kindness this week. So let me, this is Saturday. This is Chelley. I am an author and podcast host of Chit Chat with Chelley Cheyenne. So we're here on our podcast together, the ladies edition, to talk about all things dealing with ladies issues.
And so speaking of ladies issues, today we have one of my friends in the building. We're going to be talking about, as my daddy called it, and some older folks and maybe some of the younger people, the change, also known as menopause. Welcome, Karla.
I can't even believe I'm having this conversation with you about when you just said that, oh my God. But hello, thank you. Thank you. Like, God dog, this is what I'm talking about now with you. Like, what the freak?
Anyway, yeah, it's that time. It's that time.
Yes. Well, you know what's funny is I met both of you in my 20s. So we all just
really
now we crossing over into beyond that rainbow of menopause
yeah.
change. So, welcome, ladies.
I think she was in her 30s when she met me, but we'll go with that.
No, it was when I first moved to Charlotte. I was 27.
We know how the entertainers, do the age.
They lower it.
Mm-hmm. No, that really is true. I was in my 20s when I moved to Charlotte. So. Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, Karla, we want to hear what you have been experiencing. So tell us your story. Like how did you know something wasn't right, that things were changing?
Well, right around my 40s, my cycle started just becoming sporadic. And then right around my cycle, I started having these sweats at night, right? But I'm thinking I'm too young for that. You know what I mean? Going through the menopause, something just going on. You know what I mean? Right. So I was doing and I mean, I would be drenched. Like there weren't even sweats. It was like night rain, right? And so, but that was only during, like my period or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. That was in my 40s. And then all of a sudden, these came along. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wait. One of my girlfriends thought I got surgery. She saw a picture of me. And she was like, you got surgery. I was like, no, this is not surgery. This is just.
Wow.
Yeah. These are,
I didn't even know you had those.
Yes. Anywho, so then these popped up. And
for those that can't see us, she's referring to her boobies.
Yeah, my breasts. Yeah, they increased. So, I was going through that. And then I realized that it was, perimenopause. You talk to your OBGYN. And the thing is, nobody really had the talk. It's almost like it's just like when they talk to you about it, it's just so normal. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I didn't take it like it was a big deal. It was just, hey, perimenopause, boom, boom. So I just kept dealing with the symptoms. And then it went from so we went from the night rain to around my period. Then my period started saying, you know what? I'm going to come about 4 or 5 times a year.
Oh.
Yeah, so I wasn't getting my period. I went through that phase where my period may come 4 or 5 times a year. Mm-hmm. And then when it came, it was chill.
What?
It's like, what's up? Hey, girl. Came in a couple of days, leave back out.
I'm like, what is that like? I don't know that life.
Yeah. So I went through that. No bad cramps. Just, I might have like one heavy day maybe. And then my periods got shorter.
Yeah.
And then I went through where they just started coming maybe twice, maybe a year. And then my hot flashes got to a point where I wasn't having a night rain anymore. I used to have to carry a fan around my neck. Like it was just bad, during the day. And again, all this time, I'm 50 now. So all this time, I've been going through it and been telling my doctor, but again, nobody is, it's like you're just telling them that it's hot outside.
Yeah.
So I kind of started doing the research on my own. And like right now, I still have, I sweat here at night. But I don't have to wear my fan anymore during the day. And now it's been going for a year. I think last year was my first full year of not, And I went to the doctor. I was all excited. I was like, "Hey, listen, it's been a year, and I think I'm in menopause." And she was like, "Yes, Miss Thompson. Yes, okay, all right. So just lay back."
What?
Yeah.
So that was so the conversation just and it's just common for all of us now, but the conversation wasn't okay now that you're in
right
this era, and it's for sure. Was there any offer of HRT or any kind of hormone therapy or a remedy, not a remedy, because we know it's not going to go away, but just how to handle this next chapter for you?
So when each doctor, when they mentioned HRT, everything they ended with, they said, but it can increase your risk of cancer. I mean, that's the way it was presented to me. We could do this, but it'll increase your risk of cancer. It'll do this, but it'll increase your risk of cancer. So I went the natural route, where I was taking like supplements, and honestly, some of the supplements help after a while. Like right now, I cut all my supplements out as of December, just because I had some health issues, which I think was associated with my menopause. But I was like, let me just cut everything out right now, and let's just, see what the body does.
Yeah.
But no, that was my conversation. It was always, we could do this, but it may, and who wants to do anything when you're saying, but it can increase your risk for cancer.
Right.
Like, so I trust. Last year I picked a doctor specifically that looked like me in hopes that I could have a conversation. And I felt like, it was almost like, there was a lot of people in the office, so I almost felt like cattle. It was like, yeah, that's cute. You menopause, okay, lean back. All right, boom, boom. We'll see your results. Bye. That was it.
Yeah.
So everything that I know, everything that I've learned has been from my own research and learning, my own body. So that's a long no.
It's interesting. So I had a doctor's appointment the other day, and my doctor, we're the same age. So she's going through perimenopause. And I was asking her, I was like, my skin has been just freaking out. Like, just like I don't even know, it was like redness on my leg. And I was like, what is this? And she was just like, probably perimenopause or allergy, or she's like, just put some steroids on it. I was like, but I want to talk about like why my skin freaks out at the smallest little thing. Like, it doesn't matter. Like if I touch my arm, it's going to break out like into like red patches or something. And it wasn't like that before, but it does that now. But she was even talking about like she experiences hot flashes. And I asked her about, it was a while ago, but I asked her about something and she just, oh, it's just perimenopause. And I'm like, but I don't honestly
but
think
there's no
either.
No, there's no, it's like they don't know. Many doctors do not know. And I just had my doctor's appointment a few weeks ago. Literally my counter, I wish I can turn this camera towards my bathroom counter and you'll see all these these medication bottles. Like I jokingly said, I've replaced my Bath and Body Works cute stuff on my bathroom counter. Now I got CVS brand, bottles on my like I'm a dry up in there. Like if somebody were to walk in my bathroom, they what you, because there's something for my sleep problems that I can't get past the 2 to 3:30 in the morning sleep demon. And then there's one for, she put me on metformin. I ain't taken that yet until I do some more research about it. And then there's a diet pill she put me on, and then because of the weight gain, and and then I have my progesterone. So it's like I am so sick of taking things instead of telling me how to really deal with this holistically, naturally, maybe herbs, which they're not going to do. But it always amazes me how there's this blank stare with a medical professional who's looking at you and you're looking back at them like, okay, so what do we do?
Exactly. Exactly. And a lot of things I've learned like through this journey, just from me doing my research. Like, for example, I remember years ago we went to Mexico, and I was sweating profusely. The fan didn't work. I'm putting ice on my face, but we're at this resort and we're drinking all day. It wasn't until years later, literally years later, that I realized, oh, alcohol induces my hot flashes.
Yep.
So now if I go anywhere and I have a drink, and I live in Florida, it can't be those scorching hot days where there's no reprieve. Like I can't sit outside and be cute no more with a little drink, a glass of wine. All right. I'm cute with a glass of water now because I have to decide. So that was one thing I learned. Another thing I learned in the last few years was a lot of for me, and this is for me, so let me make this disclaimer before and how the world we in. This is my journey. For me, what I learned with my hot flashes was a lot of it's mental. Okay. And I don't know how all of this connects, but if you're getting on my nerves, or I can't find my keys, or any kind of fluster, boom, sweating right here, on my neck. So I've learned that a lot of that, is mental. Unfortunately, all of a sudden out the blue, I had a UTI from hell.
Oh wow.
What? And when I went to the doctor, same thing. They were like, yeah, I said, do you think this could be mental? Like, this don't even make sense right now, like what I have. And again, it was me researching, learning, and I don't know the proper way to say it, but down there stuff start falling and all this kind of stuff, which makes it, you're a little bit more prone, to that. So like you get another bottle of pills and taking cranberry pills and doing this, and all of that. So, but I guess for me, what I've just really realized is how deep this is, right?
Yeah.
Like our bodies is really doing a major reset. Like literally we are having a major reset to our bodies, which is affecting our mind, it's affecting our body, and I also think it affects our spirit. And it's even changed me mentally. Like I was telling Shameika knows me. I am quick to like, don't what? What? They said what? Now I'm like, what? You got it, baby. Like, like I'm total opposite. I am so much more, but I have other friends that's going through it, and they said their temper is much different. Now they are boom, it's almost like we switch places. So I think we have to treat it. It's serious. Like it's so deep. You get what I'm saying? Like it's so deep, and I don't think any of us are going to have the same journey, which is probably to give the doctors some grace because they really don't know. My mom says she remembers women who would lose their mind and never come back.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, they would mentally just be gone.
That's
So
the interesting part you just mentioned about the mental, because I saw on social media a statistic, and I should have pulled it up, about there are women going through perimenopause or menopause, and I think it was like a really high number of
Yeah.
women that
Yes.
commit suicide because
Yep.
they of the depression from it,
Yeah.
which
I
I
believe
didn't even realize, but I know I've had increased anxiety.
Yeah.
And they just tell me, oh, it's just grief. It's grief.
Yeah.
And it's
Me
like,
too.
no, it's bad. Like, but I don't want to
right.
take anything for it.
And
Have
I think
you?
for both of us,
Yeah.
it's our Shameika and I, we've had similar journeys with this. And then we're in that menopause stage and we've both lost family members. So that grief is tied in. And when we talk to our doctors, I know when I talk to mine, it's like, it's the grief more so that's playing a role than the symptoms from menopause. So it's been kind of, I don't want to say it's been undiagnosed for a while. I guess for me, for like 2 years, until I kept saying, this ain't doggone. And now look now, I know this
Right.
cannot be grief. And I'm realistic, but something has to be menopause. And every single time I've said that to 3 different doctors, and they've just said, and that's
Right.
it.
Right.
So
It's insane. And you know what I think also? I also think COVID. I think
mhm,
COVID reshaped a lot of us more than we'll ever know, right? And
Yeah.
not and I don't mean just getting COVID. I mean that was, think about it. The world we were literally sitting at home watching people in body bags for days and
Right.
isolated. Okay, so now we got this going on, and then I got this reset in my mind, body, and spirit going on. You can't tell me that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't coincide. And I'm just learning like now, you just have to advocate for yourself, you know,
Absolutely.
and I believe, you know, I used to go to this store, and the guy said, you know, the guy that ran it, he said, God already gave us everything we need to heal ourselves. We
mhm.
just have to use it. So I haven't done the HRT yet. I think my mom actually has the patch. She has some patch. And my mom took it. My mom is in her 70s and she took her patch off. She tried to go without it. She said, she was like, nah. I, I put this back on. I can't. And it's such a part of my life, like me not sleeping. I know what time it is when I wake up
Yep.
to
Yep.
sweat. I'm like, oh, it's 1:30. Oh, it's 3:30. Oh, it's 5:30. Oh, it's time
Mhm.
to start the day. Like
Yep.
I already know, you know, what it's almost like I've just, I don't know. It's just me. It's just my new normal. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I am thankful that I don't have like the sweats during the day. Like
Yeah.
it was bad. Like I
Yeah.
literally had one of those fans, and so I am thanking God that that is gone. I don't know how much longer is going to go on, but it is what it is.
Did you notice anything with foods that you're eating now or that you used to eat that you can't eat now, or did you have to change
Mm.
your diet at all? Or have you even thought about changing your diet at all?
Um, you know what? I changed my diet way back in my 40s when I first noticed it because I had gained weight. And you know, I wasn't used to that. You know, I was freaking tiny chick. I was like
Yeah.
110 in my freaking 40s. You know what I mean? And then when I gained weight, I was like, okay. So I cut out sugar um during the week. I stopped. I haven't had ice cream in years. So now I do but it's certain foods I can't eat, and I don't know if that's menopausal or if it's just seasonal grown woman.
Right.
You know
Mhm.
what I mean? I don't know
Mhm.
if it or maybe it's one and the same. Like I can't
Mhm.
do spicy.
Yeah.
Any kind of little extra little cream sauces. What's in
Ooh,
that?
yeah.
What is that? I don't know. How far am I away from home if I eat this?
Right.
So I'll be honest with you, I've really been struggling because I've read a lot, and there's a woman that talks about this, that you really should go full plant based when you're in menopause,
Yeah.
and it'll change everything. And I'll be honest, plant based ain't for everybody,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a lot of thinking,
Yeah.
a lot of planning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I did, in the middle of me trying to be the healthiest I could be, I ended up in the ER.
Mm.
And it was mind blowing to me. And I still think I personally think it's menopause related.
Mhm.
Do
you want to
but
share
of
what
course,
happened,
everybody
or?
gave me I mean, literally, I'm in the middle of doing kale shakes. I was doing kale shake, and not just starting. I was doing it for a few weeks, and I was doing kale shakes with the blueberries, strawberries, turmeric, all that.
Mhm.
And I'm laid up in the hospital with the kidney stone. I don't drink soda. I only drink water.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big drinker. I don't do fast food. I don't eat beef. I don't eat pork. It was, I do the fasting thing where you fast. Like, I was doing and I'm like, okay, God, I don't. I
Wow.
might as well go and get me some now laters and a pack of
That's
Newport
right.
and a grape soda.
Not,
Like,
not Newport.
you know what I mean? So since December, I've been kind of playing it, just kind of playing it differently. Just like, let me get off everything
Yeah.
and see what my body does. And I had a scan yesterday, and the results came back today. So I'm curious to see where my body is. But I don't know, Shay. Like, it's a weird,
Mhm.
it's a weird place. I know. I will say this: if I'm more self-conscious about myself than I've ever been.
Yes.
Okay.
Than I've
Wow.
ever
Wait,
been in my life.
you?
Yeah.
Huh.
Why do you
I
feel
am
that
this.
is?
I
Why do you
am
feel?
this. I am this. I'm so self-conscious about a lot of things that I wear. Like, I'm really that's a it's a weird place. And I don't again, is it seasonal aging, or you know what I mean? Um I do tell my daughter, like, I don't know if y'all may not be experiencing this because y'all skin look beautiful, but all of this, my
Filter.
skin, like, I tell my daughter, I said, please start just like putting moisturizer and all this,
Mhm.
on your skin and on your hands and that kind of thing. It's kind of like all the things you saw your grandma doing,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
she didn't really explain to you why she
Yeah.
put olive oil lay on her every night.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
thought it was some old people cream, but then you look back and you look at your grandma and she don't have one wrinkle on her freaking body.
Yep.
You know
Yep.
what I mean? So, so it's another conversation that what's interesting to me is why nobody talked about. And I asked my mom, I'm like, why y'all didn't talk about this?
Yeah.
Like, why nobody talk?
Yeah.
Nobody. But you know what? I'm from a generation. They really didn't talk about your period. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
Oh
hey,
yeah.
here you go. Take this, go in the corner and go sit down.
Right.
See?
And keep your
Yeah.
legs closed.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Or like my mother said when I got my period, I think I was 12, and she gave me that. I was telling Shameika, she gave me a box of it was a kit of
Oh,
it was a kit of,
did you get the kid
your
too?
starter pack.
Was
And
a pad about this thick?
it was a thick pad, and it had a belt.
Yeah!
It had a belt.
Y'all
Now,
heifers is old.
You're making me laugh. Girl,
we
I
need to post this on our page. Have y'all ever experienced that kit?
I've never even
Right,
heard
that's
of
right,
it until
Shamika.
Chelley
The
brought it
last,
up.
Shamika, it was like a pad thong.
Yes.
Am I
Yes. 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 And it had a belt, and it was like
Yes.
a garter belt, I guess it would be.
And you,
And I
and
just
Shameika, when
remember,
you were walking like you were riding a
yes,
horse.
yes.
The thing was so thick.
Well, I have to know. So when ask the teacher, can you go to the bathroom? Do you have to take a box with you? Like,
No,
what do
you had
do?
like some people had like, you took it out and you put it in like your book bag or whatever, but
Right.
that was the kit that it came in with a little pamphlet, the starter pad. It didn't have tampon, and it had that daggum belt.
So the one that I had, Shameika, it was like this elastic thing, right? And then you had, and the pad they didn't have the sticky
The
pad.
sticky, nope.
You had this long, so this is the pad. You had this long thing, and you had to wrap it through this hole right here.
There it
And
is.
then you wrapped it through this hole right here. And it's like you put it on.
It
was like a pad thong.
It was
So
like a bridle for a horse.
Right.
That's what it reminded me of.
I am
like
not
a bridle.
lying. I thought
you remember that invisible dog walker thing where it had the bridle, and then it had that oddly hovering cord or whatever. That's what it looked like to me. I just
that was the extent of the conversation. And
yes.
One of the things that I love about my daughter generation is they talk about
everything.
Like, I love my daughter, but sometimes I'm like, baby, mommy don't.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Mommy. But I love that she talks to me about everything because it gives me the opportunity to talk to her about a lot of things, right? And our parents were, don't touch the stove. You just didn't touch the stove.
Yeah.
I tried to parent where I was like, don't touch the stove because you will get burned.
Right.
Yeah. This is a hot surface made for cooking. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the same way they did us with our periods and with menopause, because our parents was from that era of, this is what I say, keep it moving. I don't have to explain myself. And there's no offense to them at all. That was just their generation. So it's amazing for me to see my mom and my daughter's dynamic, because they have that dynamic where they could talk about everything. You just kind of looking at your mom like, really? This what y'all have? We kept all our stuff to ourselves. So, Chelley, girl,
y'all are cracking me up.
It really did exist. It really did.
Your clothes be so tore up by the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. It was, I really feel it was embarrassing, but I don't remember always using the bell. I think I used it for my Barbie doll, like a swing or something at some point, because I just couldn't get into it. But I like the fact that you are starting or have been having those conversations with your daughter, because my nieces, one is 21 and one is 19 now. And, my sister-in-law is having that conversation because she too is in the same boat with the rest of us, where our mothers didn't talk about it. And my mom has passed. And I constantly, I'm like, did you go through this? Because I don't remember. I know you were moody sometimes, but I don't remember you really talking about it and saying, until I got older, and I have little messages, emails or text messages with her saying, oh, enjoy your 40s, because after that, menopause hits. And I'm like, okay, what happens? But I took that as it's not going to be as bad, because we're taught whatever our mothers went through, their conditions, we might have the same way. It might just be easy for us, so I was like, okay, she was zipping and zooing, she wasn't worrying about letting menopause slow her down. But I'm like, I barely want to get out of bed every so
I'm more cocoonish now. But I'll be honest with you, I really think that's probably more COVID than menopause. And I say that because COVID was the first time I sat down. Like I used to work. I mean, come home. Only thing I did at home was sleep, take a shower. I didn't even have groceries or anything because I used to work so much. And then the weekends, I would go out and explore Florida. And COVID was the first time I sat down. Like I literally was just like, I am really at home. So,
Yeah.
and then I bought this kind of like female Archie Bunker chair.
Oh no.
That is my
No.
BFF, okay? Like,
That's it.
even when I'm out now, I'm like, man, I bet she missed me. So I don't, and it could be a little bit of, the menopause,
Yeah.
but I do know that I am having these conversations, with my daughter, and I have with my mom, but I didn't see it. Both of my grandmothers lived to be over 90.
Mhm.
And my mom has the patch, so I'm not seeing anything. Like I don't think that I'm moody, but I'm by myself so much that I don't know if I'm
Yeah.
moody because I live alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the people that I talk to are people that I want to talk to, which if that makes sense. So I
Yeah.
don't have to go to work and intertwine with people I intertwine with. If it's not business, then it's family.
Mhm.
But I do know that I am definitely more, you know,
Yeah.
I'm more this. But I could come out if necessary, but I'm just
Right.
like nothing can have my peace. Like,
Yeah.
so that's some of the positive I think that comes from menopause because we got to think about it. Even with our period, we get moody. I used to
Yeah.
crave chocolate. You know what I mean? I used to. I remember I used to just cry. It was certain movies that I would want to watch so I could cry. So imagine what menopause is doing.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? If your period takes you there, imagine what menopause is doing. And I really just don't think that we'll ever know. But I just think that women need to understand and be mindful that not that you're okay, because I'm not a doctor, but you're okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
yeah, I had this crazy UTI, and I know it came from that, but I'm
Yeah.
okay. It's okay that you're going through
Yeah.
this. This is what we supposed. Don't let these doctors make you put you on 8 million medications and make you think. Like they was trying to put me on high blood pressure. I'm like, I've never had high blood pressure. Well, your
Right.
pressure 170 was because it's COVID,
Right.
and I'm in a doctor's office, and I'm stressed.
Yeah.
And to the point where I bought one. I was like, maybe I do have high blood pressure. But if I had believed her, then she would have put me on these pills. But
Yeah.
I didn't have it. You know what I mean? The proper way for us to know whether we have high blood pressure is to monitor ourselves for a good 24 hours, if not a week, right?
Mhm.
It goes up, it goes down. But with menopause, all these things that we have, we just don't know what it is, and it's easier to write a prescription
Yep.
than to just say, hey, you know what, let's let it pass.
Mhm.
Let's see how this happens. Maybe like with your rash, like, do
Mhm.
you really need steroids, or just let your body heal the way
Yeah.
it's going to heal? You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
And I think that's kind of where I am right now. Like, let me just see what's getting ready to happen. Now I am going to go back now that I've got this scan. And when I talk to them about the results, I will go back to I'm going to try a new supplement and we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
But women, if you take a supplement, you have to take it for 60 days. Most will not work in 30 days.
Mhm.
It has to be a full 60 days. And I think a lot of women take it for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 30 days, and like, oh, this don't work. Is that you?
Me too.
Yeah.
It has to be
No.
60 days. You need
I
to
ain't
do
got
it
that much
for
time. I ain't got that much time. I ain't got that much time. Because
Yeah.
see, the issue is, and I'm learning that because I don't have patience when I'm not used to taking a lot of stuff except
Right.
vitamins. And I've been fortunate my whole life to not have to be on something. So I'm
Right.
thankful for that. And that's why I freak out every time I go to the doctor, and right away she's CVS in it. Like boom, before I leave her office, it's ready. They calling me, oh, come pick up your drug. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Right.
here's another pill I gotta swallow. And I don't like putting stuff in my mouth all the time.
Wait.
Right.
Don't
I don't
you
know what
in front of company.
coming
In
up.
front of company.
The
So
PG show. So
I just
my
and now I
mom
got
might watch. I'm just gonna act like I
yes,
don't
we
need to
got it.
watch.
Mhm. and now I'm buying pill cases, and I got my timer. I forgot to take one of my pills at 11. I just don't have time for it. And then I get antsy after 2 weeks. If something don't look like it's working, I'm off of it because I feel like my body is, don't you say that, Shameika. My body is virginal. Like it is. I don't put nothing in there except a little vitamin, little Flintstone sometimes, I multi. And now I got supplements, I got this, I got powders, and all of this started when this started.
Right.
It's like I have to have all these different things, and I get impatient. So
see, I don't even pick up half of the prescriptions. Like even when I was at the doctor the other day, they're going through all the medications. I'm like, what is that? No, I ain't pick it up. No, I ain't get that. No. And so the doctor was like, well, did you get the medicine for the anxiety? I was like, yeah, I picked it up. She was like, did you take it? No. She's like, I know how you are. Yeah. You may take it once or twice and they'd be like, it's not working, or I feel funny, or you start, whatever, and then you just don't take it. I was like, well, no, So then I was telling her, I was like, well, I watched Unsung, Bobby Caldwell, when he got a prescription for, I forgot what the name of the medicine was, but I was like, the side effects. So I'm always now concerned more about the side effects, because I was like, now that man died last year, I think, and all because of a medicine that was prescribed to him. So I'm always looking at what are the side effects? Can I just power through this, like Karla said, to see if my body can just heal from it? Like yoga has been my what I have chosen to do to help with the anxiety, stretching, going for walks, trying to do anything but take any more medicine.
Because that only in the medicine, like she's saying, I was given some medicine to help me sleep. So that's a side effect of the medication that's supposed to be for people who have either some kind of maybe it's a little bit for an anxiety, it gives you a little bit, okay, girl, and then you go on to sleep. So that's why she gave it to me. And it's more of a Benadryl kind of thing. She said it's equivalent to like a high-powered Benadryl. Well, I don't want no Benadryl. I just want to go to sleep. I want to go to sleep without having to take something. And, so that's a positive when you do look at the side effects of things. And she said, that's why I'm giving it to you, because, but it's treated for a whole list of other stuff and anxiety. So when I saw the anxiety, I was like, here she go, trying to slide that up in there. Yeah. And I ain't got no anxiety. You ain't putting me on that, because that'll cause other issues. That's the first thing that doctors put women who are experiencing menopause symptoms. They right away put them on an anxiety medication. And that is to, I guess, make them feel happy again, make your emotions happy again. I don't want my emotions happy.
Yeah, they asked that.
I want to fix this.
What's the because she did. I now that you said that, it was an antidepressant that she told me to take for sleep. And I was like, no, I'm good. I'm good. And then I remember early on in my 40s, she wanted, what's it? Is it Ambien? Is it
Ambien for sleep? I think that Ambien is sleeping, right?
She wanted me in my, and I was like, I'm good. Like, I'll drink a shot or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I be waking up, sleepwalking. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, okay, I'm good. So, but I do attribute a lot. Some women, their hair start thinning. You have, I remember when my grandmother, before she passed, I used to just stare at my grandma, just look at her. I used to look at her hard, like, because I have so much of her genes, you know what I mean? And it's so funny. She didn't have the hair, and she had a hair, like a thick afro. So, I'm like, thank you, Jesus. But I get it now when I see women, younger, it would be like, wow, or you see a woman with thinning hair and you're like, I get it now. Like, you know what I mean? Like I say a small prayer, like, Lord, help her. I know I get what she, because it's traumatic. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you, I think that our best friend Chelley and Shameika through this whole entire thing. Our best friend is going to be spandex. It's going to be
Oh,
our best
I
friend.
thought you was gonna say Jesus.
That's what I
That's
thought.
what
I thought that's where
I
we
was
was
like,
going.
she
You're supposed to
needed
cast your
clothes.
Spandex.
anxiety onto him.
Spandex, spandex, elastic one. Let me tell you, I told Shameika, and I was telling my mom,
I
I
got
said,
my
look,
elastic, like my shorts.
yes,
Yep, me too. I
I
got
remember
yoga
in
pants.
church, all the older women
Yep.
would have these elastic skirts and the elastic pants, and I never understood why, when you get older, you had
Yeah.
to graduate to it.
To that.
Let me tell you, I went shopping the other day, and I'm trying to tell you, everything fit. It goes all the way up, and
Mm-hmm.
then we try to button it. Good God Almighty! And then if you go up a size, you got the hammer gap in the
Yes.
pelvic
That's
area,
how,
so you
that's
can't
how
go
all
up.
my leggings look now. The hammer
Right,
gap.
you can't go up, right, and you can't go back, and then the pants just gathers
Right in
everything
there. Yep.
into one area, right? So
Yep.
I'm looking. I tell Shameika, I said, "Girl, so I went to Old Navy, and I, in Florida, of course, it gets really hot. So I was looking
Yeah.
at the thin pants, when I'm out showing
Mm-hmm.
houses. Girl, they had a rack of linen wide leg pants. I
Oh.
went in that dressing room, and my body said,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh,
This
give
is
me
what you
every
need.
color of
Mm-hmm.
these." I never thought I would be craving elastic pants. And my mom is a very sharp dresser. Like, my
Yes, she
mom
is.
Yeah.
is over 70 and still wears stilettos. And she's
Okay.
like, Karla, I'm not ready for that yet. She said,
Mm-hmm.
but let me show you. So she sent me a picture. She has some jeans where, like, I think like yours, you can't see it. It's on the inside.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
She was like, you need to get some of these. And I'm like, okay, I'm on it. I'm on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So that is our best friend. Is
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes.
too, but spandex,
Yeah.
elastic.
I I can't. I don't have, like, even my work pants are all no buttons. They're pull-ups.
Got to,
I
got to.
can't sit. I have some jeans. I had to go through 5 or 6 pairs of jeans to try to figure out which is not going to bind me, which is going to collect all of this pooch hanging there. And
Right.
I had found some on Amazon. They were real cute. All the influencers were wearing it. So I said, try. You look at my size. Okay. Why it makes me look like it gathers and I look like I got a penis. So now I didn't have, and I had to go on a trip. I was like, these are the jeans because they looked good on everybody. This girl, my size, boom. I said, okay, I know they're gonna fit me the same way. I put them britches on, things had gathered, and it looked like a penis. So then I had to figure out, I don't have no time. I'm just gonna have to wear it, but have a shirt long enough. The fact that I have that.
Lord.
Or, like, all of my weight is the menopause weight is gathered in my
Right.
midsection.
Yeah.
So clothes and I just don't get along. And
Yes. You really just want to wear
elastic.
a nice flowing sundress.
Yep.
And be good. Or, I don't really necessarily look like I have a penis sometimes with certain clothes, as much as I look like my coochie. I look like my coochie might be pregnant. It's like
Yeah.
I can't
The
explain
extra.
it. But
Oh,
The
your
extra.
the mound
Don't you
or
say.
the
the little mound, and it just be like, I'm like, what the freak?
so
Yeah.
let me say the
Oh
mound
no.
what do you mean? Oh no. I learned this in pelvic floor therapy. So for me, I don't know about everybody else, but when my mound looks like it might be swollen or it look a little extra large or something, it's because my pelvic floor is tight because I hold my stress down there. So sometimes I do, if you see me walking around outside and I just put my hand like right around in there, I'm like, is it okay? I'm good. Like,
Okay, that's
I just
interesting.
can't.
yeah. So
can't.
like I do the exercises that I learned and then it'll go back to normal.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think
Child's pose is your friend. If your knees will allow. Child's
What
pose.
is it?
Child's pose and yoga, yeah.
Yoga.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, or just
Cool.
laying there like with your legs in butterfly, like that helps. Cat
Okay.
cow, those poses, like when you're on all fours and you do the cat cow, just to loosen things up down there, it helps.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Yeah,
Cool.
we'll have to
Well,
do an episode on my what I've learned from pelvic floor therapy because I graduated this week, by the way.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Okay. Now, how many sessions did you go? Was it a
It was a lot because my pelvic floor was really, 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 really tight. So we had to loosen it up first before we could strengthen it because all the fibroid surgeries and then the hysterectomy. So and then the stress and the trauma of it all, mine was like so tight.
Yeah.
And then we loosened it, then started the strengthening exercises. And so now I can recognize when I know you saw me bend over a minute ago to get something. It was my gel cushion to sit on. So, because I was like, uh-oh, my hip's starting to hurt. Let me adjust. So, yeah, those little things, it's crazy. We have to think about all these additional things as we get older.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Have you incorporated anything new, like as far as physical activity or anything that your body is responding to more now than it did previous years? Since you've entered menopause, have you done, aside from the eating, but anything physically or even mentally that you've done?
I hate working out. I've never worked out and said this was great. So no, I was walking. I was walking at least 30 minutes a day, and then it got extremely hot, and I just stopped. I do like a 10-minute yoga before I get out of bed. But I am noticing my bones, like my knees is funny. I'm not popping up. And I remembered this lady told, and I was taking, like I said, I put a abrupt stop to a lot of my everything I was taking, because I was taking quite a few supplements. But I am told that we do need to take vitamin K. And I heard that from two people. Randomly, I was told that from two people. So I kind of said, okay, it must be something to this. So I was taking vitamin K. But I do have this, and again, in reading, all of this is menopausal.
Yeah.
But there is this magnesium spray that if I put it on my knees before I go to bed, it has lavender in it. I feel pretty cute when I wake up. I'm not pop. I'm not still not popping, but if I remember, to put it on. But it's just funny because you just start thinking about your childhood, and I just remember going to my grandma in the room, and it just smelled like ointments. Like what? All this stuff they got on, and then you're like, it's like now you understand it and I'm trying to do the positive thinking, but I am nothing really. I mean, I have 8 million journals, but I'm very weird. I journal when I'm stressed and sad. It's very hard for me to journal when I'm happy. And I know that's the weirdest thing, but when I'm not stressed and I'm at peace, I don't journal as much.
Yeah.
So I'm not really nothing. I watch mindless TV because I don't like to think. I will say social media affects me.
Oh yes, same.
I absolutely just the scrolling and looking at that whole mindset does nothing for me.
Yeah.
So I watch the same shows for years now. Like to decompress, my decompress is watching Modern Family.
Oh, I watched that too.
Frasier, Golden Girls. Because I'm not thinking at all.
Yeah.
When I exercise, I think. If I'm still, I think. That's why it's very hard for me, like yoga and all that. I'm thinking. I'm I can. It's so hard for me to. And when I'm walking, I'm like, doggone, do I I need to go to the grocery store. I don't know if I need to go to the grocery store. I call that lady back. I don't even know if I call her back. I know it's right there. Is that a dog? I don't know what it is. Is that a dog? That's my mind.
Well,
But you know what I mean? So
well, with the yoga, like I'm like that if I do yoga at home. But if I go to an actual studio where I have to put my phone up, I have to shut everything down. And so I'm not getting emails and messages. I literally put my phone on like complete silence for that hour that I'm there. And I started going to meditation class so that it's forcing me to sit in the stillness and just now the beginning of the class, my mind will be like all over the place. And then she'll say, imagine yourself in a green pasture. And I'll be like knocked out in that class. Like I'm sure you're not supposed to go to sleep. But
maybe I need to try a class, but it's weird. I have a piece when I'm looking at Golden Girls that
yeah.
and I have a notebook that I keep in my room and my thoughts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but when I'm still like I listen to a lot. It's so funny. I used to date this guy and he's always in my 20s and he used to love all this motivational stuff. And I used to be like, motivate yourself. Why you keep you need somebody to tell you, motivate yourself. Yeah, I was so anti, motivational stuff. And now I find myself at night when I can't sleep, I listen to Wayne Dyer. And I could put him on and it just I could just, kind of fall off to sleep or whatever. Yeah. I could put Fraser on. If Fraser came on right now, I'd be sleeping 30 minutes because I've conditioned myself to do that. So I'm trying to that's new for me. Anything motivational is new for me. And it's not that they tell me anything new. I think it's just reminding me. It's like motivational to me is reminding me. It's never like where I'm like, man, I never thought of that. It's you remember before all this stuff, how you used to be, and you know what I mean? So that's about I really honestly I haven't changed anything. I don't know. I really haven't. My main thing and Shameika knows this to be true. I'm huge on friends and family and getting together and that kind of stuff. So I'm kind of my daughter just moved to Florida, so I got a piece of that back, right? And I don't know, Shay. I don't know. Maybe if you were if you were back in that space, I really wonder if we would be going through some of the things that we're going through.
Because I was thinking about that actually. I was like, I miss
because it was therapeutic.
Yeah.
It was love. It was just being surrounded by love at least once a week and just getting that. And I don't have that here. And I have tried to, it's hard. It's just hard to me.
Yeah. Like so what Karla's referring to is we used to get together on, was it Thursdays? And it was a group of us every Thursday. We would meet at the wine vault and just talk, laugh, all the things. And it was just, it was something to look forward to every week because it was therapeutic and it was
it was therapeutic. It was therapeutic. And it wasn't that it wasn't that nobody was going through anything.
Right.
It was, this is a place where I could tell y'all maybe what I'm going through, or I could just get some relief from what I am going through. Right. And I really think that honestly, I probably need more than that. I probably need more of that. That could be, combined with the menopause, kind of with the isolation, that could be it too. You know what I mean? And I just think that, and we're all just talking through this again, everybody. We are not doctors, but I did start volunteering at the Salvation Army, and I was doing bingo with the older people, and that was fun. And I, plan to continue that. And I need to network more. And maybe I should do that and monitor that, and see how I'm feeling with that. But it's sad. I love going out. Like, it's beautiful today here. It's like 88 today.
Yeah.
And I love going out, but then I'm always thinking about my girl that's missing me at home. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
I'm coming, girl. I'm coming.
Yeah, I've been feeling like that too. And I don't think other people really realize, like what you just said, when you're missing like that connection. And for me, I call it my support system.
Right.
Where I live now, I have friends, but it's not, I'm not surrounded by that. And I've noticed that as I've gotten older, I'm like, I need to be around my support system, my team. And
Yeah.
I've actually thought about returning back to Florida. I used to live in Florida for many years.
Okay.
And
What part?
because Tampa.
Okay, my daughter's in Tampa.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was my, my associations are there. I was there for 15 years. And so I've been really thinking about that even more now because I'm older and I'm kind of going through this new change. And I'm like, I need to be around others that knew me before, knew me
Yeah.
Right.
when,
Yeah.
Right.
that could kind of reel me back in and not let me sink into the abyss of this menopause, this change
Right.
of my life. And so that's interesting that you say that because I was in Tampa a few weeks ago, surrounded by my support system, and then I think I created a little mess. So now we ain't on it. But anywho, I was trying to let them know, like, look, I need time. When I come visit, I need time with you guys because
Yeah.
this is important to me now.
Mhm.
Not that it never was, but it's even more important.
Right.
And so I said, well, I need at this point maybe to be around family. So maybe Chicago, my hometown, my family is there, or back to Tampa. I don't know, but I do agree with what you said. I feel
Yeah.
that kind of helps to deal with to navigate through menopause when you have others. But even this, what we're doing is helping
Right.
me. Because
Yeah.
anytime Shameika and I talk, and we talk to other women who are going through the same thing and we're all on the same page, it makes me feel like, okay, it's not just me. I'm
Mhm.
not
Right.
crazy. I'm not losing it, but I'm not alone. And that's
Right.
the whole purpose, I feel, for this podcast is that we
Yes.
constantly had conversations like this. And
Mhm.
I'm like,
Right.
you're experiencing that too? Are we the only ones? Because ain't nobody else talking about it,
Right.
And so
Right.
this helps me to hear other women talk about it.
And
Absolutely.
the other scary part is it's so funny. It hit me when and this is the weirdest movie to quote was the Bad Boys 3. And Martin and Will Smith was sitting at the bar. And Martin said, look, we got more years behind us than ahead of us.
Yeah.
And I was shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Uh-huh.
wait a minute,
Yes.
and I plan to be, I plan to be 100. I told my daughter I plan to live so long to just drive her crazy. My goal is to be Sophia, like to just drive my daughter.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like I said, talking to Shameika when I met her, I was in I was in my 30s, out of bed. You know what I mean? I
Yes.
wasn't putting magnesium oil in my knee. You know what I mean? Like, I could drink wine outside in the summertime. What?
Yeah.
And now I'm like, ooh, Lord, how hot is going? I don't know. Yeah, can I get an ice water with this too? And thank you. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like you kind of start getting into that. How did I
Yes.
get here? Like, where
Mhm.
have the years gone?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't, I've been kind of, it's funny. I won't say I've been for the first time, I won't say there are regrets, but it's been like, huh, if I would have did that back then, or I wonder what would have. I never did. I'm having those thoughts.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, like, it's just certain things, and it's not necessarily that it's bringing me sadness. It's
Yeah.
just bringing me to a point where, huh, your
Mhm.
Mhm.
life is what the freak? Like,
Right.
how
Yeah.
are you 50 years old? Right? Like, what is it? You are the cat mama in the club now. And I'm gonna tell you what I understand more than ever.
Yeah.
You know how you go out and you see all these videos and you see these older people and women still dressed with the cleavage and they just be out and they looking around like, and we thinking, oh, look at grandma. I
Right.
get it now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I
Yep.
still don't see myself as like 50 is so different to me now.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like last night I went out and I used to go out by myself and my daughter's like, Mommy, where you at? What you doing? And I get annoyed sometimes. I do my mom the same way. But she's like, Mommy, come when you get home. Mommy, Mommy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I started laughing on the way home last night. I was like, you are really like 50 something years old hanging out at night by yourself. That is kind of, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I started thinking about my grandmas and my mom at that age. And I was like, you do know you kind of like there, right? Like you are in that category, but I don't feel that way. And I don't ever, that's now I'm trying, I don't ever want to feel that way. I
Right.
don't ever want to grow up ever. Like I
Yeah.
don't ever want to be, and that's the other part. I don't know if it's for you guys because you, Shameika, younger than me. I'm not sure your age, Chelley, but
Mm.
people in my age group, women, I don't know if it's the menopause, but they boring and they tired and they just corny and they're so serious. And I
Yeah.
find that what's funny, most of the people that I talk to and my friends, I have one friend that's my age, but the other ones are my daughter's age.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
I could connect more. I just went to lunch. She ain't even 30. And me and her float because I need life. I
Yeah.
Yeah.
need people that's giving me life.
Yeah.
Don't remind me that I'm
Mhm.
in the spandex age.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, I digress.
Yeah. I work around college students, and I think that's
Oh,
what
see, that's
helps
good.
me like
Yeah.
stay younger and
Right.
stay it just makes me feel younger. When I get around I'll be 50 in June. So when I get around my age range, we're all and I've known them for many years since we were in our 20s. We're now all talking about our doggone health issues. Like it's always this girl, my back hurt. What you that? I got some good tips.
And everybody pulling out their readers. Wait a minute, girl.
Yeah, we just did that earlier.
Oh, here they go. Here they go. And then we all at the dinner table doing this, stretching our arms back. Can't see them things. And we've evolved. My very good friend Shantae, we've known each other when I first moved to Tampa, 2001, and we connected when I was there visiting. And she looked at me and she said, Shell, we've known each other since we were 26. She said, yes, we used to work together. She said, we've known each other since we were 26 and now we're both 50. And she said, do you realize our conversations have evolved from us
Right.
zipping and zooing, going all up and through Tampa and we on diet pills and doing this, girl, give me some of your, okay, girl, vitamins and just act, girl, all that. We still good, And she said, and now our text messages and the little memes we send each other is about being old and tired and don't get on our damn nerves. Like
Right.
everything is centered around this thing, and our
Yeah.
conversations have shifted. And
Right.
I said, wow, we just looked at each other and we was like, we're finally here. Because we used to laugh about this time when we
Right.
were in our 20s. We would be like, girl, that's a long time away. Well,
Right.
now. And we're here and we're frustrated and we're sore.
Mhm.
Our bones is tired, mine is cracking as I move. And it's just an amazing thing to be on a journey with someone that long.
Yeah.
And
Right.
she reminded me, like, we're here now.
Mhm.
This
Right.
is where we are. So
Right.
embrace it. And and
Yeah,
I love that.
right. It is a blessing. And we do, and as much as we all talk about our tweaks and stuff like that. I mean, the alternative, of course, is not being here.
Right.
Mhm.
But I guess I think we all three of us should probably just make a goal to just be just a little bit more sociable.
Yes.
Just
Yeah.
a a little bit more,
I agree.
and whatever that social circle is, whether it's, if your thing is turning up or whatever it is, just maybe stretching the goal. And I'll let you know, Shay, whether I do it this week. I tried. I did go out last night. I went out last night. This is a place right around the corner for me. I kept seeing it on Instagram, and I went, and the guy was playing music. I had a cold Corona. It was cold in there. That's why I did it. I got an appetizer, and I was bopping my head. And then I heard Karla, and I was like, "Who is Karla?" I was, "Who the freak?" It was my chair, and I had to get home.
He's so silly.
It was like my mom was like, "And we're done. You bought, you had a drink, and we're good."
Well, so
Yeah,
one of
go
the
home.
things me and one of my friends do almost every week, we do go out to eat, but we go to the same place. Like, it's to the point where we missed a couple weeks because of whatever reason. And the manager, I was waiting on my friend to get there. Manager walks up on me. She said, "Where you been?" I said, "What?"
I can't do that. As a real, I need to do that. Honestly.
Yeah, but and just, even though it's just for a couple hours every week, every other week, I need that. We just get a glass of sangria, have a meal, laugh and talk, then I go home and I'm good. But there was a comedian that she dragged me out to go see. I still don't even know the lady's name, but she said, when we get to this certain age, all the text messages we're sending to our friends are all medical related text messages. And I accidentally sent her. I was trying to send a picture. I was like, I don't know what this bite is, or if it's a bite, or what this bump on my leg is. And I accidentally sent the pictures to her, and I was trying to send it to my mama. And she just wrote back like, "We at the stage where we sending medical pictures now." And I was like, "Well, I didn't mean to send it to you, but what you think that is?"
I'm going to tell you what you need to get for your skin issues, though, is you need to get it's old school, Blue Star ointment.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever heard of that?
I have.
I promise you. Any skin, and I have that. I'll just have random, and here sometimes it could be bites. I promise you. Find you some Blue Star ointment. In a day or two, gone. I don't know what they put in Blue Star ointment.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some.
I used to use it. They still make it, but get the Blue Star ointment, and those little rashes be gone.
And keep you some tussin in the medicine cabinet, and you'll be all right.
Exactly.
Tussin ain't going nowhere. Now, I ain't tried it lately, but it's still
exactly.
Karla, we want to thank you so much for joining us today on the Ladies Edition. And this was fun.
Yes.
Let's post it on your progress with menopause. And if you discover some magical something, let us know.
I've already told you what I discovered. What's the word for the day? Spend it.
Well, anything else? Eddie
Murphy and another professor, he said, "Spandex."
Yes.
That's the word. That's what I discovered, ladies. Spandex. Yes.
Well, I hope to meet you in person one day, so we all can.
Yes. Next time you hit Tampa, let me know.
I sure will. I sure will.
All right. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, Karla.
Proud of y'all. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
And Chelley, tell everybody where they can find us, because I always forget
we do.
Site.
We have a social media. We ain't on TikTok, and I guess nobody will be soon. However, we do have the Ladies Edition Facebook page as well as Instagram. So Ladies Edition, that's spelled with the EDITION. Okay, because I had somebody text me, "Is it Ladies Edition?" No. Stop putting S's and R's on things that ain't there, folk, and y'all know who I'm talking about. So please check us out on Facebook and our Instagram. Leave some comments. Let us know what topics you want us to cover, and we'll be glad to do so.
And I want to give you ladies your flowers, because we have so many platforms out here, and I am so sick of hearing entertainers and comedians and all the negative press. So I commend you ladies for doing something positive for the culture.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, until next time.
All
Shameika.
right.
We'll see you. Hold on, I'm going to stop recording.